you guys. How are you?
Hola.
Hola. Ciao,
Hola. Cha
ciao.
cha cha.
That should be a
Ra-ta-ta.
greeting, cha-cha.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a different country, at least from where we are at this time, and talk about a couple of highlights from Glastonbury 2023, which is in the books. Also, we've got one of the key pieces of television's classic alphabetic puzzle that's looking for some recognition as the other half of that puzzle or team is planning their retirement. It'll boil down to money. I'll cut to the chase right there. Also, Kelly's trivia will test our smarts, and your 90s rewind will take us right back to around this time in 1993. And the BET Awards were just on, and since all of the emotions were on display during that show, I figure we should probably start there. And you know what? At first, in reading about the show, I thought, oh, wow, I guess I missed some. But then after reading that they were described as being painfully long, I would imagine that the writer's strike that's ongoing probably had a lot to do with the 3 hours and 52-minute long show. And that's probably why it lacked some focus, because it lacked some actual writing.
Yeah, I think, I mean, they always budget extra time for BET Awards. I think the network budgets 3.5 hours, but it blew past that by, what did you say, 22 extra minutes or?
Yeah. My goodness.
So,
And
but
it's great.
it's funny. I'm such a huge R&B and hip hop fan that it could have been 6 hours and I would have watched it. However, I was actually away last night and didn't have a chance to watch it. So,
Well, again, like I said, it might still be on. So
yeah, my son, the 11th hour of BET Awards. But I was able to see, read about and see a clip from Busta Rhymes, and he got a major award. And I love Busta so much.
Isn't that cool that it seems that he got teared up on stage receiving that Lifetime Achievement Award, but then afterward also was still teary and still really focusing the attention on the women in his life that have really steered his career. And obviously everything started with his mother. So it was nice to see this guy that, in performance mode is big and bad in the best possible way, and has, gone beyond music and established himself as an actor. But it's just nice to see tears under the eyes, and a guy who knows where he came from and who continues to help him get to where he's got to be.
Mm-hmm. And I love that he got, teary-eyed, and well, even just emotional, I guess I would say, about the women in his life that have helped him to get where he is. And then, and so appreciative of his kids who he had to be away from to take care of them because he needed to be on the road to tour to make money to help support, his children. And so, and I just love too, like, he's big bad rapper, like you said, and the amount of love he has for the women around him is just inspiring. And I hope more rappers who have that bravado and persona, also recognize where they got to is with the people that helped push them there. So,
a couple of weeks ago, there was a show on regular cable television.
What's that?
Yeah, where you had it started at a certain time and you watched it on television.
Yeah.
I was away, so we recorded it. So I don't know what regular television is like. Anyways, it was in honor of the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and it was kind of a discussion panel with different groups of artists, older ones mixed with newer generation ones, and hosted by Angie Martinez.
No, I love Angie Martinez.
She's great. Anyways, part of the show talked about mental health and how a lot of the artists today, both male and female, are coming at it honestly and pointing to the fact that they struggle with some stuff. And some of the OGs that they were talking to, like your Master P's and even older than him, guys that went through some pretty hardcore stuff but didn't have the knowledge that you can talk about your feelings and you can talk about your struggles in an attempt to get through them better. So it was a great example of the younger generation sort of saying, hey, it's okay, and the older generation going, yeah, I totally get that now. but it was neat for a genre of music like hip hop to be so entrenched in the like, it's like a tangible experience, right? Like a gritty life experience that the evolution still continues to happen. I was really very impressed by that, and it was neat to see um, um, everybody on the show talking about stuff that they do, that they have to do, and that they're better for doing when it came to their mental health.
Amazing. By the way,
Yeah.
I forgot something to put in our show notes, which falls into line with this. So I will just give a shout out to Queen Latifah, who is
Yes.
going to be getting a Kennedy Center Award honor this year, which is
Super psyched about
amazing.
that. So good for her.
Oh, I'm thrilled for her. Thrilled for her.
I love that show every year. It's such a part of the holiday viewing schedule.
Yeah, and it's always like early, right? It's like December 3rd or whatever. It's always.
And that's when they record it, but then they show it usually on like the 27th or
Do
28th of
they?
December. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool. But back to the BET Awards for a sec. I guess it's no surprise that someone like Patti LaBelle would persevere. She, again, in the OG category, she was part of the tribute to Tina Turner. And because there was some technical issues with the teleprompter, she had a bit of a stumble on some lyrics when she was singing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she was singing the best. And she said, "I'm trying, y'all." That's what she told the studio audience. But man, what a horrible feeling that has to be, even for a seasoned pro like her, who knows how to just, keep on pushing. But whew, you're paying tribute to one of the greats, and then you as a great, yourself is dealing with, oh my gosh, what happened? Anyways, like she said, she tried and she persevered. So Patti LaBelle wins. Patti LaBelle for the win.
I love Patti LaBelle. I would love, because I know I don't know if she still has it out, but I thought there was some kind of food line or food something she was doing, like a cookbook. It was something she had going on years ago. Do you remember that, Sharon?
I
It
think
was
so, yeah.
something like that. Anyways, I would love to hang out in a kitchen with Patti LaBelle.
Oh,
Like if
that'd be
we were,
great.
I can't bake, but if like we were baking a pie or something, like I
And by
would,
we, you mean if she were making you a
yeah, like I
pie?
would hand her ingredients because I have no idea what I'm doing. So
Yeah,
Here's my plate.
she has 4 cookbooks.
there we go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
imagine how good those are.
Yep. I would love to
Do
assist
you think they're
Patty.
good?
Pardon?
Do you think they're really good? Like, are they really worth it?
Yes.
I think it's amazing soul food. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it would be next level magic.
Because
So
what are her credentials for being a renowned cook?
I would think that just the fact that she cooks and
she's a mom, isn't she?
she's a
So
Okay,
mom.
you're selling it to me.
yeah,
Okay.
I think she probably cooks with love, which I think is
yeah.
an important ingredient. Oh,
You're-
man.
That's what I'm
Probably
reading in the
sings.
biography for Patti LaBelle. Cooking isn't simply about food; it's about love.
Ah,
There we are.
see?
Yeah.
Very good.
Does she have? It's one of those books about pies. I feel like there was something with Patti LaBelle and pie, or like maybe I heard her say something about peach cobbler once. It's
Or
something.
maybe that was a
Mm.
dream you had.
No, I think it was. I think she was on Oprah or something, and she was talking about
Ooh,
peach cobbler or something.
Let
So
me check.
yum. Oh my gosh.
Patty
How good
LaBelle
is
and
that?
peach cobbler. Okay.
She seems to have a peach cobbler recipe.
There we
Yes,
are.
she has.
Oh, nice.
You know who also I feel throws down in the kitchen is probably Oprah.
Yeah, because Oprah in her she has a gigantic garden, so all her vegetables are fresh
Yeah.
from the
Love
backyard.
to have that.
It's funny because
Wow.
like a couple of times I've seen, like around the holidays, like Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, she'll put up like whatever it is, like little Instagram videos or whatever it is. And you see all these people in the background that I have no idea who they are. They're probably like cousins' kids or whatever, because they're like 20 or whatever they are. And
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm jaloux of these people. I'm like, I want to hang out with Oprah for Thanksgiving.
I want to live at Oprah's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
I want to be
goodness.
Gayle King for a day.
I gotta say, I should have eaten before starting this because I'm getting hungry.
No more peach cobbler talk.
No more, no more cobbler talk. Okay. Now was it? You know what? I was gonna go back to the BET Awards, but then we'd be guilty of going on and on, just like the actual awards show did. So maybe we'll close the envelope on that one. We know who the winners are, and we're happy for everybody that was there. And maybe we move into some trivia.
Let's do it. Little edit here. Are we ready?
Ready?
Let's do it.
90s now. Trivia.
Bing bong.
Here's a fun one. Both
Oh,
questions
good.
are about food.
Oh, yes.
They're not. They're not.
Oh,
Yeah. I just thought I'd amp the excitement factor.
Just so you know, I have a pizza box right next to me, just waiting to be eaten
Oh,
by
my
me.
goodness.
When
And
you
I am
started-
hungry.
When you started with the P word, I thought you were gonna say, I have a peach cobbler box right next to me. I'm ready to go."
Nope, just pizza.
Alrighty, so here we'll start with the easier one, I believe. This hobbies, toys, and games.
Mm,
Steve Jobs
delicious.
is credited as an executive producer of which 90s movie? And I will say I had no idea he was involved with this one. Zero clue.
A producer for 90s
Executive
movie.
producer of which 90s movie?
Okay, is
Uh,
it like tech related?
Cartoony related. I
Adam.
also did this move, Sharon, which you might have missed with my
I will go for Space Jam.
Oh, that's a good guess, Adam.
That's a good guess.
It's incorrect, but it was a nice one.
Okay, I tried.
I'll go with Pokemon.
Also a good guess, but no.
you.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Toy Story.
Really?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my God,
That's
Sharon's so
hangry Sharon.
Sharon's so disappointed in herself. Right now.
I mean, it
Imagine
could have been Space Jam. It could have been.
Imagine that's what you do, Sharon, when you're on the air, and if you ever make a mistake, you're like, "Oh man!" Right?
Right.
What I do is,
Oh.
as soon as I like pop off the mic, because it happened to me, it was either this weekend or last weekend. I was like, "That's what I do when I'm off the air."
You got to make sure all the mics are off.
I do.
Everybody's mics off.
I pot everything down.
Look
I make
around,
sure-
hold your breath, and then just swear.
Yeah. I get so annoyed when I make a stupid mistake on the air. Like, I'm annoyed. But I have to shake it off. I have to shake it off like a goalie who's let a puck in. I'm just like, shake it off. Let's go. It's good. Next one is from the news and politics category. In 1990, the U.S. government began transmitting TV Marti to which communist country?
Sharon?
Go, Sharon.
Russia.
No, it has to be Cuba.
It is Cuba, Adam.
Ah.
Ooh, bloop, 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 bloop.
Adam has his own Drake rap horn. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It's close to the United States, right?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
La
Good.
televisión.
Back to
See.
you, Sharon.
See.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question for you guys. About television. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Wheel of Fortune? Pick
Vanna White.
anything.
Wheel.
Of
Fortune.
And of course, aside from the wheel itself, I would say that you could have gone either way, right? You go the wheel, you go what Kelly said, which was Vanna White, or you go Pat Sajak.
Yep.
And then you go into the people that why are they yelling? I'll take an A. Why are they buying so many vowels? Like, what are you doing? Anyways, vowels cost money, people. Stop picking them. They charge. Anyways, so
They do charge.
so Pat Sajak is retiring, which is amazing because he's been doing this job for 40 years. So
Yeah.
once he's done with the season, that's it. He's done. Vanna White, on the other hand, doesn't look like she's ready to retire. What she's looking for is at least some paycheck parity, meaning not parody like a joke,
Yeah.
which seems to be the situation that she's in. A bit of a joke because, yes, she makes $3 million a year, which is great work if you can get it, and you can't because she's been, locked in for so long.
Yeah.
But Pat Sajak makes much more than she does, like 5 times more than she does. So if we're reverting that, she makes 1/5 of the salary that he makes. And when you look at the show and you look at what is required of them as a seeming duo, she does as much promo as he does. He does a lot of the talking and stuff. She's on camera as much, pressing the buttons on the letters, whatever. And it's not to say that one job is harder than the other. Just the fact that the discrepancy between both of their paychecks is astonishing to me. I'd be okay if he got more, but like 5 times more, I have an ish.
Yeah.
It's a
I
bit
couldn't
much.
believe it was so yeah, he's hovering around 15 million. She's at 3. And it makes no sense.
No, it really doesn't. And
I mean, I could see a slight thing just because he is hosting, like he's hosting. So a little bit more, but like,
yeah.
$12 million difference more. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous.
And when they, like I say, when they do those promos, when they talk about trips and they end up, hey, we're in Switzerland and we're doing this, and here's why you should come here and play the wheel and all that. She's there.
She is there.
So yeah, maybe as a host, he gets more. She doesn't have as much talk time. That's fine. But I'm not sure if 5 times more is warranted. And now she's lawyering up. She wants more money.
Yeah. And I heard she has hired a quote unquote a lawyer who's going to be aggressive in his approach or their approach to
He's not going to waste any money on vowels, Cal.
Yeah, no.
Adam, he's not going to just keep on shouting letters.
Yeah.
He's going to go for it.
The only thing is, which makes me a bit nervous, is there's 2 ways the show could go when Pat leaves. They either completely rebrand kind of and go with, Ryan Seacrest or Sherry Shepherd or whoever else is in the running for this. I think Whoopi Goldberg's also throwing her hat into the ring. So they could do that and then take that opportunity to drop a salary and just get rid of Vanna completely. Or they go the route of, we're aiming at middle America, who would need some sort of level of continuity. So we keep Vanna in. So
I think at a time where so much change is happening, people do like continuity.
Oh yes.
They would love the Vanna connection to remain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what we all did the first X amount of months of pandemic. So many of us were going back, all of a sudden too, I don't know if you guys had this, but a bunch of me and my high school friends, reconnected also.
Yeah.
You just started doing that because you had maybe time to do that. And it felt safe. Like I remember a few weeks in, when we didn't, it was like, oh, we're going to be out of quarantine soon or whatever. And then you didn't, obviously, but I just remember taking such comfort, like talking to a friend of mine that we've been friends since, grade 7. So I think that, it means something to have something that was there for you when you were a kid.
Agreed. So it'll be interesting to see but when there's a new host, does then Vanna come out first?
Right.
And then, host behind kind of thing. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Too, if it is Seacrest, because how many gigs does this guy want?
Oh my God. How many?
Like he's hosted enough.
Like give somebody else a shot.
I would love Sherry Shepherd.
That'd be fun.
That would be a fun show.
Yeah, I agree with you.
By the way, she put up a really inspirational post recently because I think she just got nominated for an Emmy.
Oh,
and
nice.
She talked about how she's like, for the longest time, she wanted to have her own daytime talk show. And she was told no at every turn. And it was basically a post for you to find inspiration. Like if you have a dream, you keep going for it. And I just thought it was such a wise choice for her to put that up for the rest of us who might need to see it.
Yeah.
And she's such she just has such a great vibe. I think she'd be perfect to host this show.
Agreed. Because you know what? Going back to Pat Sajak, maybe he's tired after 40 years, but he's not always happy.
No,
he's got some curmudgeon. Grumpy. Yeah, he's got some edge to him sometimes. You're like, geez, Pat, lighten up. Geez, Pat.
And you know what? The thing that makes me laugh too is I think they film like almost the entire season in a month, right?
Yeah, they do. I think many shows.
They do several shows a day, and maybe that's why he's grumpy. He's like, I've been in these heels for 4 hours. Like,
I gotta get out of this heeled boot.
Yeah, exactly.
Does he do anything else than
You don't need to at 15 million there.
Well, no, but
No
still,
kidding.
you know, Ryan Seacrest doesn't need to host
Yeah,
anything,
I'm sure
anything
he does
else. He still
something.
does, you know.
He's
That's
probably
true.
got a producer credit on something else.
But what?
Was he did he have anything to do with Feud, Sharon? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. Good
Like,
question.
maybe I'm
Meaning as a host or as
no,
a
like some kind of person on the back end. I could be totally making that up, but
hey, say it with confidence. I
all
almost
these
bought it.
people usually have production companies.
That's
So
true.
yeah.
That's so they can filter the money and make more in the end, isn't
Yeah.
it? Can't blame
There's
him.
that. Anyways, I mostly really love Pat Sajak, but I totally get he's curmudgeonly come off every now and again.
Well, you've got these people that are super stoked to be on this show that's been on so long, and then he's like, "Oh, okay." Ooh, you know, if they like get super excited, he'll sometimes just be happy for them, but sometimes he'll be like, "Okay." Like, geez, Pat, buck up, man.
Do you remember back in the day when and it might have been on several years at this point, but I remember back in the day that they used to take the time, like you'd win, let's say $1,200, and then they would spin around like a
Yes.
bedroom set, and you'd be like, "I'll take that dresser for blah blah blah,"
You
and
had
like,
to spend the money in the living room or spend it in the bedroom. And you'd
yeah,
have to buy the boudoir and
yeah,
lamp, like you said, for sure. And then you'd have money left over and like not enough to buy something. But what would happen? Would you get a gift certificate or something? Like, because
a gift certificate to McDonald's.
and that was rooted also, I'm sure, in the fact that if cash prizes, you're taxed on them right away. But
In the
I don't
States,
think
yeah.
I don't think that that you tax items. It's a different different process, so it was easier for everybody to get the things.
Yeah, I just
I
remember that.
think.
And then, but it took up time, right? Because some people were like, I don't know, am I taking that lamp or the chaise long?
Yeah. You had no problem buying all the vowels.
Yeah, I hated when it was the bedroom set. I'm like, who cares about this dresser? I'm like, where's the TV entertainment part?
Oh
Like,
yeah. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah,
Ah.
good times.
Roll on wheel. Hey, you know what? Glastonbury 2023 in the books. Now we're talking about days and days of live music and like a who's who checklist of performers throughout well, like I said, a few days. And like Lizzo, like Guns N' Roses, like Elton John doing his last appearance in front of a Brit audience as his farewell tour nears its end. And my co-host on the radio station that I work at in Montreal, show, Chantal was actually there.
Wow.
And she sent me video because I said, "Hey, weren't you there? How did it go?" She sent me video, and Elton John was in perfect form as usual. So as he literally has like less than 10 shows on this farewell tour, which has been going for 4 years now.
Yeah, close
Because
to.
when they first announced the farewell, it was going to last 3 without the pandemic, right? So it's been obviously much longer than that in theory, and it's just been amazing. So good for him as always. I think another one of the highlights. I think anybody that was there would say that any element of being at Glastonbury is a highlight. But Foo Fighters were also there, and they nailed it as usual. And Dave Grohl's daughter. I remember seeing her when she was like 12 when they brought her out at a Fenway show years ago. Now she's 17 years old. She's obviously getting better and better as she gets older, and she's got obvious like incredible crowd practice because she's done so many live performances with her dad. But it puts him in the proud papa role. They got to sing a song that he wrote for his mom called "Show Me How," which is featured on the new Foos album called But Here We Are, which is really, really good. And the Foo Fighters are actually coming up to our neck of the woods, not Montreal, but they are doing the Festival d'été de Québec, which is a great, many days of live music. And then they're going to do Blues Fest in Ottawa.
Did they ever come here?
They have come here, but it's funny that when they book both of those festivals and not come to Montreal, I am suspicious. I legit am. So anyways, there's options to find them and their tour continues. And like I said, the album is really good. So seeing the Foo Fighters live is a great experience. Certainly fans miss Taylor Hawkins, But on they go. They're going to
I
be great.
heard. Did you hear that there was some noise that Guns did not put on a great show?
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Really? I was
Yeah.
surprised by that.
I think it's yeah. I think that their reputation is so I mean they're great. Like individually, I think they're great. I don't this many years later, do they still have the glue, to keep it all together great? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess I was just the fact that they had insurmounted that mountain, which I didn't think they'd ever come back together again because it was so contentious.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they came back together again, I just thought that they were like this steam engine, and maybe they were a steam engine at the outset of it, but I was surprised to hear that it was, I think I read something where the guy was like saying on some level it was, I don't think he used this word, but it was really in tone because he kept going on about it, almost like laughable. He didn't use that word,
Oh, yikes.
but he just kept going on about how it was just
That's not good.
not good, like not them, not. And I was like, that's why I wanted to ask you, Sharon, because like I didn't know if this guy just had it in to hate them or if it was the pervasive thought process.
I don't know. I think of the experience of Guns N' Roses from the beginning. They were I kind of like behind the eight ball for the whole career. They had substance issues coursing through their existence at the beginning, which I guess was part of their character, but eventually that messes with your character and totally affects your performance. And then you show up late and then you bail early and you anger everybody. And then you got years of not being together. And then suddenly you get back together. And I don't know. I've never seen them live in person. And I don't know if I wanna. It's risky. And the price of tickets is that's a risk.
Are they coming to Osheaga or something? Not Osheaga, like, are they coming?
They're coming to Montreal.
Because Carrie Underwood is going to go on stage with them.
Yes.
But that was announced after they sold the tickets. That was a late announcement.
About Carrie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a bit, and because why it came to my attention is as I read in this article that she famously said she would never come to Montreal or something because
because she had didn't she have the car broken
into?
Yeah,
car something was broken into or stolen or something years ago.
Yeah.
And so that was great shock. But I know she's like a massive fan of Guns and they've already done some stuff on stage together. So
I'm sure, you know what, at the same time as you wonder their level of ability at this point in their career, I think that they are above, they're not just, guys that are trying. I think that they are, very skilled musicians that can actually pull it together.
Yeah.
And this many years later, what are you comparing them to? What you thought they would be? Yeah. What you hoped they would be? What you remember that they could be? It's like a gamble.
Yeah. I would like to see them once for sure.
If I was given tickets, I don't think I'd say no.
I'll go with you, Sharon.
Okay, good. Get the tickets. I think Adam just said he's treating me to a concert. Great. Okay, guys, you want to get into a 90s rewind?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We'll go back 30 years, right into the heart of the summer, not the heart, rather, but the start of the summer of 1993. And because it's been so hot here, weather-wise and, wildfire-wise, I thought we'd keep it mid-tempo so we didn't overexert ourselves too much. That said, I think it got a bit steamy in H-Town with Knockin' the Boots. What are you doing with boots in bed? Anyways, Robin S. How about that for Song of the Summer? Show Me Love. Another band that's back to touring and coming to this area is Duran Duran.
Oh, love them.
And Come Undone was such a
great song.
Yeah. Made you feel cool, literally, like chill. Nothing But a G Thang. Thanks, Dr. Dre. And did it just get hotter in here? Because That's the Way Love Goes with Janet Jackson, who was topping the charts around this time in 1993. Kelly, did she do that when you saw her?
No, I didn't want her to think I was crude.
What?
Did I what? This move?
Did Janet Jackson do that song when you saw her?
Oh, I think that's not what I heard at all. I said, I heard, did you do that move? Because I just
Oh.
did rock fingers. She of course did That's the Way Love Goes. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
big one on the jam. And she the first leg of the tour is over. Enough people have slipped up where it sounds like there will be another leg. But I have a
Nice.
feeling that might be overseas, which if it is, I am very happy for her European fans if that's the case, because I don't think she's toured since like I don't even know when over there. Like she has
Oh,
not.
wow.
It might have been the All For You
Cool.
tour. Actually, no, I think All For You didn't even happen because of 9/11. So it stayed in North America. She was supposed to go over and then didn't. Yeah, so I guess her last tour might have been the Velvet Rope, I think. Somebody would have to
Wow.
correct me, but I'm pretty
Wow.
sure that's it. And you mentioned Robin S, and I have to give Robin S a shout out. She has a new song out right now. It's fantastic. I'm forgetting the title. I think it's Where Are You Now or Where Are You At? So anyways, it's amazing. Check it out. And she and Cece Peniston and Deborah Cox were recently on The View
Get
for
out.
Juneteenth. You can watch it if you just go to their YouTube channel.
Yep.
And as of our recording, it will come out the same day that you see this. Crystal Waters, Cece Peniston, Robin S, Martha Wash, and there's two others right now that are escaping me, all went on Good Morning America. And it's going
Whoa.
to air on the 30th of June. So this is the day that this is coming out for us. So you should go. I'm sure it'll be up on their website or Instagrams at this point. And they wanted to do a segment on like dance divas, like titans of dance music.
Wow.
So
Nice.
so Crystal posted a picture, and guess who she's sitting next to?
Crystal Waters.
Cece Peniston.
Close enough.
Yeah.
So maybe that duet might happen as we all hope for.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, you know what? And if it does happen, it's thanks to us.
Exactly. Exactly. And before we go, we do have an audience question
Yes.
because we've recently been talking about a lot of biopics that have come out. The recent one that we've been chatting about was TLC.
Mhm.
And so a question for the panel is which 90s artist would you like to see a biopic about? And
A
PS,
lot
how
of
do you
them.
say it? Because I've heard many people call it biopic. I've heard many people call it biopic.
I
So
think it's biopic.
that's what I call it. Yeah.
I think myopic is
Yeah.
the situation. I'm gonna go with Mariah.
Oh, amazing. That's a good one. Adam?
Could I go with like Kurt Cobain?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I think I would go for Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. I'm still
Maybe
feeling
we can finally learn what happened with Courtney Love. Did she or did she not?
She did not.
burp. What did she do?
Burp?
Where is your head at today, Kelly?
Severely sleep deprived. I'm still
Did
feeling the
Courtney
vibes.
Love burp or not? Is
Yeah.
that the question?
She probably did. Oh my God.
I'm still
Well,
feeling the
did-
vibes of the TLC doc. So I would love a doc on female girl groups of the 90s.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll take a doc
All
on
of
Missy
them?
Elliott.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'll also take a doc or a biopic on the Foo Fighters
Perfect.
because it would be like a sequel to Adam's doc on Kurt Cobain.
Where Courtney Love burps.
Oh my God. We're gonna put
As
a
you can
pin
tell,
in that.
Sharon, that's more than enough for me.
Yeah. We're gonna unplug Kelly's mic and thank everybody for finding us and for spending some time with us. We appreciate when you do that and keep the questions coming. Clearly, it's a free ticket for us to go off the rails, so we enjoy that. And we enjoy knowing that you are listening. Thank you very much for listening to 90s Now, still happening.